Hello and welcome back, guys. I am out with a new review of which book? Guess which one? No book. I am here out to give review about my personal interview which I gave today itself. Okay, so here it was like few questions asked to me. The questions were more management oriented. They asked me the questions which were related to my CV and my past job experiences. So I have mentioned some things which were completely different from my present portfolio, and I haven't corrected it by default, you can say. And you can say I didn't saw that and I didn't take that seriously, so this mistake was one of the issue. So the negative factors, the negative responses which I gave, and the positive things were clearly differentiated to me when the interviewer, there were three people who took my interview. One of the BDM, one was of CEO, and one was the, I don't think so that was anyone, I don't know, it was a very normal. And I will tell you more about that particular company in depth, not in depth, but you can say superficial question. Something like superficial I'll give it. So first off, going towards the positive response was the interviewer observed me properly for the sense the words which I was using, and the interviewer also admired me in the sense she wanted me to be comfortable. And I when she said that you should take the pause and then you should answer a question which I am asking for, so that was also a good thing. And that was so sweet gesture from herself. And one more thing, the positivity was that she also pointed out my mistakes and my good things. See, pointing out mistakes in an interview and taking them into the future to correct it is a good gesture from a like individual person. Any individual will never tell you that you should go with this and that things in future or not future, but that particular factor which I learned and I experienced today, instead of I don't know this what are the results are yet not out of that company. But then also I'll tell you that the thing was that she was very calm, she was experienced, she also told about her experience, she also gave me, there were the people there were, they were making me very comfortable with the postures, with the things, with the other factors. The negative points which I saw from there, and from my end also, when I was giving the interview, she was too much into her laptop and she was doing something else. She was documenting and taking the interview on the both her hands. It was like I was not considered as a particular employee to be hired. Yeah, she was taking my interview, but that particular gesture was far informal to me. And if you will also go into interview, you will see that the interviewer is totally engrossed in taking your interview. Okay, that kind of interview intelligence, that the particular eye contact you can make with the person. I wasn't able to make any kind of eye contact with the person who were taking my interview. One of the interviewers just went out of the very room. It was not even the room, it was something like a cabin way around. It was not even the cabin. So the interview was very informally taken from them. Maybe that interview was a bit, you can say, clumsy, because the questions which say she told me to correct, and whatever I have answered, and yes, I have lagged things because it was my interview after so many interviews I did. Like this was the interview, like a gap comes, then you are not able to get everything into up to the mark the interviewer is trying to. Her questions were a bit good, and some were very childish. Something was very impersonal. That was my salary, asking about my salary, about my ex company. That was very informal, and there was more informality in her questions rather than being persuasive towards the company. Few questions like 5 years of what you think and what is right in the company, or what you the changes we will get from you when I hire you. But the questions which I felt was completely fine, and that should be answered properly from my side. She also saw my resume on LinkedIn profile, and she was not believing that I was the part of LinkedIn, so she just googled that thing on her laptop which she was already working. Taking an interview and already engrossed in something else is a double standard things which she was doing. But it was like ki, okay, I was trying to manage ki, it's okay. But when she came to that I am more addicted toward my ex company, she said this is not good for your health, for further company interviews if you give. So that was the point I should admire, that she said right, I was too much oriented toward my ex company, because my ex company was bit maybe in the terms of salary not so good, but the fact was I learned a lot in that company, and there was a proper formality in the same sense ki organization was helping out to find out that this and that was onto the place and onto the career, and there was a delegation of authority which was good at their HR level also and their marketing level also, and taking care of employees in the sense of asking for a glass of water into the interview is a very sweet gesture. Even they were informally that particular thing, the word I'm using informal too many times, because that particular aspect was seen from my side, and time duration was also not mentioned as I waited for the interviewers to get into the places, then to take my interview. I waited for come se come, like you can say 20 to 10-30 minutes. Okay, so this was also a bit I didn't like, but I gave the interview because I was like you have that zeal to, yes, I want to give it. See, there is a particular factor I will tell you, that I am a bit more negative and positive person. Okay, so I saw the negative factors, I explained you. What was more positive was that place to work is a good place. She didn't approve my particular role which I am going to do. She didn't told me that whether I am here for which position I had the vacancy is. She didn't approved me that which vacancy she is going to offer me or something. It was like she get a informal way of asking things about my career aspects, about my like something was there in which I didn't like. I don't know, the vibes you can say was not interview mode. It was not of interview mode. I didn't feel that, and I'll mention that company name in my description, and I'll also mention my ex company name in my description. But the factor is I didn't give that interview properly because I was not able to make an eye contact. But a person who is taking the interview should make an eye contact with the person positively. And she was laughing at my answers. That was too informal. Laughing at my answer in the sense she was making it, if it is given formally answer, then she was making it a crankle. And if it is made to be crankle, it doesn't mean to be particularly, I say, a positive thing. The particular person who is standing in front of you or sitting in front of you doesn't feel comfortable. I was bit uncomfortable by her giggles, by her the people who were there giggles and all those things. So this was a bit you can say not good to me. But the fact was, what good it was, I came to know about my negative points from that end. Like I was too much inclined towards my ex company, which I should avoid because I have to work further. She also told me you're a smart person. On the other hand, you are an emotional person just by answering one question. That question was, what is the difference between business model and operation model? So this question I answered in a very you can say thorough, or you can say profound manner. Like I just said that you should go with the peak one, you know that is the risky. So I was elaborating it, but her question was simply that which is greater one. She didn't she didn't said that thing in the interview time. You can say the question was not very differentiated because the factor was she was working with laptop, she was talking to me. So that disturbance of the gesture she was performing and to make an eye contact with her was very uncomfortable for me. I wasn't able to get her at all. So it was like, what is the difference between a business model and the operation model? So this was known to me that yes, operation model is the part of business model, but that was not the question. You asked me difference between. So I will explain you elaborately, particularly what is business model and what is operation model. That point ended. Then there was why China is the. Why don't you think that how China will be helping our company if the supply from China gets stopped? So tell me something about China models. I completely said I don't have any idea about China, so I don't know that how production of that company is going to benefit your company. But I know a bit that China is the largest producer. Definitely, it will affect monetary value, not monetary. It will affect the turnover, or you can say revenue department will get affected by that. Yes, I didn't use the term monetary, so maybe that my answer was bit frugal to her. So these were the points. I didn't lag in my confidence. That was the positive factor. But I lagged in, you can say, authenticity of making her answer understandable at my end of point, because her questions were being disturbed by her two-way working. Like she was engrossed, her monkey mind was engrossed in taking the interview of mine and also doing something else. So that was completely the wrap up of my interview experience with you. And I'll tell you that which company I get into, and I gave the interview, like I gave the interview, and what was my ex company and why I liked it more than any other company. So thanking you, and hope so you like this video. Give a thumbs up and comment in the section.